A week ago, I posted a video talking about bacteria bloom in my newly built aquarium. So it's been exactly 7 days. The tank itself is just getting to 1 month old since I've added water to it. And you can see the water is significantly clearer. Still could be a little bit better, but some of the murkiness has also to do with me playing around with the flow in the tank, which we're gonna talk about in a bit in this video. But first, I just wanna say what I've done. I wanna say a huge thanks to everybody who's commented in the previous video. I'd say 80% of you have suggested that I put a UV filter on the tank, and this is exactly what I've done here. So I've have this Turbo Twist Coral Life filter, which is only 9 watts, but I've bought a brand new bulb for it, and I have a very slow flow running on the tank over here, and you know, I think it's doing its job, because about probably 2 days later the water started to really clear up. So less than 48 hours, and I think it's definitely doing something. However, the moment I turned it off, the water became murky again, and since then I've been running it for about 2 more days. I don't think I see the crystal clearness here that I would prefer, but I guess no good things happen fast in the reef tank. I haven't introduced any new fish in here. I've actually taken my big tanks out of this aquarium just because I was worried that there would be some ammonia spikes or whatever. I didn't want to lose them. So right now they're in a tiny tank, but they are all right. I think I'm gonna give it another probably a couple of days, and then the thing is, I'm gonna introduce all 3 of them at the same time so that they don't fight, and that means I'm gonna have to wait, because once I'm gonna introduce them, there's gonna be a spike in ammonia that I have to be prepared for. So this is where we are right now with the tank. There's a whole bunch of coral in here. Right now the colors are not great, especially for the acropora. This is where I think the new tank syndrome and whatnot is doing its thing. But let's check in a month and see what happens. Simple corals like the Mantiporus and whatnot are super fine, so they're doing quite well. But let's talk about more cool things. So first of all, a few of you have asked about those legs. So this is a pretty cool thing. These are snap-ins. As you can see, I'm not losing any spaces, so I can put frags anywhere I want. It works with both black and white egg crate, as well as this new, fancy thick egg crate that is snap-in, and it works just well. So basically I just plug it in, and you can find out more if you go to treasurecorals.com. This is where basically I have them. So talk more about the flow. Right now, I originally started with the tank having MP40s on the back wall here, and while I thought this was a really good idea because I would get the jar going this particular way, unfortunately it didn't work out. The tank is fairly shallow, and I was just blasting the acropora. The whole thing just wasn't working out well. Even when I did these little grooves between those islands, there was just not enough flow. So right now I'm trying something completely different, and this is where again I might need your advice on. Basically I have 3 MP40s. So there is one. So let's start from the beginning of the tank, and I'm probably gonna just turn on the light so you can actually get to see what's up. So this is the tank. I think it's looking pretty decent. we've got the first MP40 right in here. This is MP41, and it directs the flow in conjunction with my return over here. So basically all the flow goes this way first. Then I have MP40 number 2 right around here. So the idea here is that once the water is going to come in towards us, it's going to direct it over here, and then the third MP40 basically sends it all the way down towards the end, and then it's actually going to the return to the overflow. I think this is probably the superior setup than what I had before, just because now I can really see this gentle, strong flow, and you can see that things are moving. Now, I'm running it in reef crest mode, and currently the way I have it set up, let's turn the light back off. So the way I have it set up right now is I have the master, the first one is the master pump, and then the rest are the children. And basically the master is in the reef crest mode, going up to 100%, and then these two basically just mirror whatever the first pump, the primary pump, is doing. I thought about also doing 3 reef crests independent, but I'm gonna try and see which one is the best for this tank, because independent would probably get a little bit more interesting water patterns, but at the same time I think if they work in conjunction there could be more like a stronger tidal wave. Now I don't know whether I want to try a few other modes, maybe the tidal swell, maybe the dryer. If you have any thoughts on the way I've set up my frag system, and by the way, so there will be 2 more on this side, and there's going to be 1 more island in here. So basically I'll have 5 trays in total, and obviously once there's more weight on those trays, they won't move around as much. So I haven't really cleaned this up yet. But if you think there is something else, maybe I should spice it up by adding a couple of other like nutrient export modes in the middle. Please let me know in the comments if you think I should move things around a little bit, or I can optimize it even further. Even things like the height of the VorTech, please let me know. I'd like to learn from the collective mind. By the way, I really appreciate everybody's comments, and it helps me be better at reef keeping. I always like to learn new things, and I already learned quite a few things just thanks to you. So that's, I guess, the number 1 topic, the flow. Please let me know. Otherwise, I'm also I've taken the handle, the metal handle off of this salt bucket, so pretty much immediately, and I think things are, yeah, it hasn't started to rust, but there was just no point. I've got this new Fuge light, which I think I've set up last Friday. Love it. I love the red light. I love the color. The microalgae seems to be growing, or at least surviving, but it's, I think, too early to tell on such a brand new tank. Right? I don't really have a lot of nutrients in here just yet, although I did spill a big bucket, well, a big bottle of Polyplab coral booster in here the other day, so my phosphates have shot up, I think, to 0.2 something from 0.03. Again, I don't think I'm gonna do any big water changes, and I hope that either the corals or algae, microalgae, are gonna take care of it. Now, having said that, one thing you may notice, I'm not dosing anything. I think this is a good marker of what's going on with the tank. Right now, the corals are not consuming any alkalinity in substantial quantities. So that just tells me that they're not happy yet. So the moment I'm gonna start seeing like a big dip in alkalinity, I'll know that this is, the tank is ready for the next steps. I've also done quite a few changes to the lighting schedule, and I'm really happy to talk about it in the next couple of videos. I think what I have now, and I'll do a video with the settings and whatnot, is going to be quite superior to what I've done before, so can't wait to talk about it. I'm also extremely impressed with the Radions. Basically, these guys are, the new generation are just the bomb. This, I've never seen anything like this. Again, I think it will deserve its own video. So what else? I have a Nero 5 doing circulation in here. So basically in my refugium, this is where I have all the live rock, and it's moving around a lot of water, so I'm definitely happy about this. And I think those are the big things. So let's quickly take a look at my other system. So this is where all those guys are. They're doing fine. I don't think I need any plumbing for them to hide in. I think they're comfortable and they're eating. As you can see, I've already been fragging a whole bunch of different things, really simple things. Again, treasurecorals.com, you might check it out. And I've got my other powder blue. So the one in my main tank is, I think, is a goner. He's just looking horrible. So probably this guy is gonna go in its place. And I got another quarantine system right here. And look at this. Look at all the coralline algae in this tank. It's just amazing. It's exactly what I want. So that's really where we're at. In the next video, I'll talk about probably the electrical, because I've made a few changes and I got something really exciting coming. So stay tuned and I'll catch you next week. See you.